The National World War II Museum estimates that America loses 348 World War II veterans every day, and that less than 500,000 of our country's greatest generation are still alive. Well, this week, the town of Perry laid to rest one of its veterans. Hundreds of people attended the funeral, including our own Ed Murray.
Herman White lived the last 20 years of his life all alone in this yellow house on Locust Street. His wife of 57 years, Evelyn, died in 1998. And the following year, cancer claimed his only child, Mickey.
He was kind of a private guy. We all knew of him, but to say we knew him, probably not. But he was just kind of the guy he always talked to everybody, but nobody really knew.
Herman died last month at the age of 97. He left everything he owned to the First Baptist Church of Perry, but left no provision for a funeral. No family, no money. The funeral director had a decision to make.
We talked about cremation. We talked about we could cremate and scatter his ashes on top of his wife's grave so he could be with his wife. Because at the free cemetery, he wouldn't be with his wife.
But what they found inside Herman's house changed everything. Countless pictures of family and of his military service. He was a sailor, seaman second class, and served in the Pacific Campaign in World War II. And he still had his original discharge papers.
I didn't know anything about him except that he was proud to have served in the Navy. So because I have the discharge papers, I can get a two-man team from the Navy to come and play taps and fold and present the flag. I wanted him to have military honors at his service because he earned them.
Raines figured her staff would be the only mourners, but that was okay. The Baptist Church and the Perry American Legion Post 53 donated money to help the funeral home cover the cost of the service, and a bagpiper donated his time. But when Curtis Burns played Amazing Grace on a bright Wednesday morning, he did so for Herman White's family, his military family, his Patriot Guard family, one man riding his motorcycle all the way from Alaska.
We're not strangers, even though we've never met. We've worn the cloth of our nation, and there's a brotherhood, and absolutely, family is not just by blood.
They say no family, but you see all these Navy guys running around here, these veterans around here, that's his family. So he has a huge family.
And that family extends to Washington. Rebecca Raines wrote a letter to the White House. The president wrote back.
As Commander-in-Chief, I send my deepest condolences to those gathered to remember the life of an American patriot, Herman Augusta White. Our nation owes Herman, a respected member of the greatest generation, a tremendous debt of gratitude.
Letters were also written by Governor Kevin Stitt and Assistant Secretary of the Navy, Admiral Greg Slavonic.
In gratitude from a grateful nation and a proudful Navy, we honor Herman Augusta's years of service and faithful dedication at this solemn ceremony today. Godspeed, Herman White.
Herman White served aboard the USS Mulligan, an attack cargo ship. Harold Denson served on that same ship 20 years later.
We carried boats. We landed the Marines and all their equipment when we came in. The crew was somewhere around 400. I didn't know Mr. White, but I feel kind of a kindred to him for serving in the same military and on board ships, the same ship.
Rifle team, fire, 3 volleys!
Proudly serving on the Honor Guard, Petty Officer Second Class Ariel Jackson, a Navy recruiter in Oklahoma City. Jackson posted Herman's story on her Facebook page just 8 days before the funeral. Within hours, it had been shared more than 1,000 times.
She didn't expect it. We didn't expect it. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, our phone just starts ringing. And it's people who said, I'm from Pennsylvania or I'm from Ohio and I saw your story on Facebook. Where can I send flowers? And the calls just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. It was because of her sharing the post that everyone was here today.
So much of Herman's history is gone. His birthplace no longer exists. You need this 1922 map to find Wayside, just northeast of Bartlesville. His ship is now an artificial reef off the coast of Florida. But his story will be preserved.
We're going to take the casket flag, and we're going to get the history of this and his history and stuff. We're going to put it in the case where at some point in the future, when people look at that, they're not going to say, well, what the heck is this? They want to know. They'll know what it is, and they'll know the story of it.